Steph, I'm gonna get right into this news of the day. Ariel Hukporti, we learned, tore his meniscus in his left knee last night. He'll be out 4 to 6 weeks. How big of a blow is this for the Knicks, especially with Karl-Anthony Towns injured, still waiting on Mitchell Robinson? How big of a blow is this for the Knickerbockers?
I mean, it's a little bit of a blow. I don't think Ariel Hukporti he started in the last game obviously because of all the injuries, but he didn't contribute much up to this point. I think it's discouraging for that. The rookie that has been contributing the most for them this season would be out with this injury. Keep in mind he had a meniscus tear before the combine, NBA combine, and a lot of people think it hurt his draft stock. He was playing overseas when it happened, and then it still affected him in the summer league. So this is something he'd been dealing with before. And the Knicks are obviously depleted. They were depleted at center. They're even more depleted at center now. They traded Jericho Sims for a guard who doesn't play. So, yeah, I mean, it's basically what we've been talking about for a very long time. When is Mitchell Robinson coming back, and how much can he contribute right away?
Bryan, I know you got questions on Mitchell Robinson. Do you? So, Bryan, I'll let you go on that. I'll let you take that away.
Yeah, Stefan, does this feel like Mitchell Robinson all of a sudden has more pressure on him now? Because the Knicks are in a spot where, okay, first of all, Karl-Anthony Towns has like a lingering sort of knee issue. Hawk-Purdy's going to be out for several weeks. And now Mitchell Robinson is going to be back on the team very shortly. But, like, could the Knicks afford a ramp-up period? Like, could they afford for Mitchell Robinson to sort of take his time, or do they just need him sooner? And if that's the case, like, is that just pretty damning of their situation right now?
What do you mean, need him, like play him sooner than he was supposed to, or play him more?
Or play him more minutes specifically.
Yeah, they're not gonna do that. From the very beginning, the whole focus was we don't want him to get injured again. We're going to be very careful with it this time because of everything that's happened with the ankle. And I don't expect him to play very many minutes at all when he first comes back. I think it's going to be a ramp-up period. So, whether or not they can afford it, I think that's going to be the approach regardless.
So is this going to be a situation where Precious Achiuwa is just going to have to play more minutes at the
bottom? Yeah, and, the Towns injury, he's been dealing with it for a while, but he's never missed more than one game consecutively with that knee problem. So he's going to be playing, and when Karl-Anthony Towns plays, he plays a lot of minutes. So they can certainly, if they fit in Mitchell Robinson for 12 minutes, 15 minutes, they can certainly make do. And with as you mentioned, Precious Achiuwa in that mix as well.
Steph, is there any chance we see Mitchell Robinson tomorrow in Memphis? Is there any chance you think that's not likely, or maybe Sunday in Miami? Do you think either of those games are likely?
Yeah, I think it's going to be one of those two games that we finally get to see Mitchell Robinson. He's traveling with the team for this 2-game trip. And when Bryan mentioned pressure, I don't think I've ever covered a non-star's return that has been so anticipated and documented and covered and talked about than Mitchell Robinson. We've been talking about this for months, it feels like. And there's a lot of pressure on him to come in and be the savior. I don't think he's going to be able to live up to that because, like I said, he's not going to be playing that many minutes at the beginning, and he's never going to have the ball in his hands unless it's on a putback. So, people are asking him to solve a lot of the problems, and I get it. A lot of those are defensive problems, but I mean, he's not going to be the be all end all. All right, now they're title contenders.